Hello guys, welcome back to Hey Manager with me Alex, and today is episode 4 of the Aston Villa save. We're trying to get on a roll now, and thank you so much for all the support lately. 322 sub-managers, again, trying to make it to 400 by the end of the year. Going to be a push, but FM26, it's doing big things on YouTube, and I'm excited to see where it's going to go next. So let's see how we've been going on since last time out. So I did bring you the game against Fenerbahce, where we did lose 1-0, which is a shame, a real shame, but since then, we've been on a bit of a tear. We changed up the tactic a little bit in the Fenerbahce game, so now I've tinkered with it a little bit in the other games. Now, as you can see here, Onana has been on absolute fire. We beat Fulham 3-1. We did go 2-0 up with Onana and Gasson, actually opening in his scoring tally for the year. Then Joachim Anderson getting a first minute goal, and Jadon Sancho getting a goal in the 83rd minute. We then went away to Benfica, which I thought would have been a difficult one, but Ollie Watkins opened his goal scoring tally for the campaign in the 16th minute away from home to Benfica. Then Daniel Marlin followed it up. A pretty good game throughout for our defence, and good to see Ezri Konsa coming back from injury too. That was the big one. That was a really big one for me because Matty Cash has gone out injured. Then in the Premier League against Burnley, Morgan Rogers, Jadon Sancho and Ollie Watkins all scoring. The front three finding a bit of form, finding a bit of, a bit of a spark to try and spur ourselves on now. Now, we did have 2 games against Fulham and Burnley. We now have a very difficult run in the league for the rest of the month of October. We've got Spurs, Man City and Manchester United, then followed by Liverpool. So 4 big games in a row. Any points from these, I will take. Manchester United look very good. Liverpool are absolutely firing on all cylinders. They've got Salah and Isaac doing mental things at the moment. Spurs, they're doing okay. If we just have a look at the league now, if we go back to the portal, you can see Liverpool up there, 20 goals for, 6 against, absolutely flying. Spurs, they've got 4 wins, only 8 goals scored and 4 against, so they're looking pretty good defensively, and they do have an extra game to play, so they could rival Liverpool for that top spot. We then see Manchester United and City, both in a bit of a slump at the moment, so those 4 games are going to be interesting in between. We've got Karabag in the Europa League. So today we've got Spurs. I've actually quickly made a little bit of transfer activity for the season. So we can see here at the bottom, Takehiro Tomiyasu. We've brought in Tomiyasu. Now he is injured. I know he's injured, but 3 to 5 weeks he's expected to be out for after coming back from a torn ACL. We'll see how he fares. I think he's on a 3-year contract up until then. So basically, June 2028 he runs out. But a nice new right back to basically look at. Out of possession, the pressing right back or the holding right back is what I'll be using him in. He's not got the pace. He's a bit more of I want to say he's a bit more of a centre back than anything else. Obviously not great in the air. He's 6'2". He's a bit strong. I compare him to the likes of, if I can find him, I'm so used to searching for people there, to Ezri Konsa. Like, he's going to be basically Ezri Konsa's understudy. He's not as athletic, but he's close to being as athletic. He's pretty much very similar on the mental side of things, like less vision, but more teamwork, higher off the ball, but less leadership. Decisions-wise, not as good, but concentration higher, bravery higher, but anticipation less, that sort of thing. Then, as you can see, technically, heading, marking, and tackling, not as good, but still pretty decent for a right back. So, I've brought him in. Main reason being he wanted 25k a week. I know Villa are struggling financially, so I thought, why not get him in? And if he's not any good, you can see there, a nice chunk of money, 30-odd million. It's a good little investment for the long term. So he's with us now. He's going to be with us. I'm going to have him for the new year. I'm going to try and get him basically enlisted onto the Europa League squad as well. He's currently in the Premier League squad. So as you can see here, when we go to the review the team selection, you can see he's down here somewhere, Tomiyasu, but he is currently injured for 3 to 5 weeks. So we might have him back before Christmas, which would be a big one. Martinez is now injured. He's out for 2 to 4 weeks. I probably should have mentioned that in the first place. He's now injured, out for a while, as you can see, but he's also wanted by Newcastle. Newcastle want all of our players, basically. Matty Cash, he's injured. He's out for another 2 to 4 weeks. So in 2 to 4 weeks' time, or even basically 5 weeks' time, we should have a really strong squad. So we're gonna go with the team. Sam Prex's involved, so give him a number. But let's get into the game. Let's see how we fare. A lot of yapping to start off this episode, but let's see how we fare against Spurs away from home. It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a very, very interesting one because I don't know how they're set up, but I want us to be able to see us develop into a team that are very hard to beat. I know we're the underdogs here, but let's just see how we go from there. I trust you. I'm going to tell the players I trust them. They look very happy and they listen keenly, so that's good. Spurs have been performing above expectations in the Premier League so far, so yes, they are, but they're probably favourites. Every team we play has quality, but we're a good team too. That's what I want to say. How are you preparing to Spurs after they suffered something of a surprise defeat at Leeds? They might be doubting themselves a little more as a result of that defeat, so we need to try and take advantage of it. And then Martinez out being a blow, saying he's hard to replace would be something of an understatement. We'll have to work even harder without him. That's definitely sure of that, because our backup goalkeeper is great, but I don't think he's particularly brilliant. So yeah, Spurs, they have a great team in Football Manager. In real life, it's a bit shaky at the moment. Let's not lie. It's a bit shaky. You know, Xavi Simons has come in. He's not been prolific. He's not been out of this world. But you look at him and you go, he's going to be brilliant in a few years' time. You look at also the likes of Muani. Once he gets going, he'll be brilliant. I think he's got the pace and the physicality in the Premier League. It's just, will he actually get a run of games? And will the manager trust him, essentially, is the question. Who else have they brought in? They brought in Kudus. I think he's fantastic. I think he's brilliant. And then also the likes of Paulinho that sits in defensive midfield. Unreal as well. So a really nice team that Thomas Frank is moulding. Let's see how they fare against us, though, today. So we kick off and let's get into it. Let's get into the action. I'm looking forward to actually watching this and how we fare. So we're on the cautious side today because I am at Tottenham Stadium. We're going to see how we do because I want to be able to say that we're going to, have a few shots. I'm willing to let Tottenham sort of dominate the ball because they are at home. But as long as we get a few shots here and there and just play on the counter-attacks, I'm happy. I need to have faith in the system. The faith in the players. I think they look very defensive set up, but they do have the front four, which could cause us problems in the long term. But I think midfield-wise, we should be able to dominate this midfield. That's my theory anyway. As it goes out to Johnson now, back into Simons. Xavi Simons, he plays it in behind. Konsa, Brennan Johnson's through on goal, and it hits the post and goes in. That's where we need a natural right back. That's where Tomiyasu probably comes in, but Konsa will be training in the background to be that player. We've not really settled back into it. Onana's not dropping as deep. We've got, who's that? Is that Pau Torres? Who's pushed up that far? Victor Lindelof has pushed up massively into the midfield, and that's seen us concede already, which is not brilliant news. It's not great news whatsoever, to be honest with you. Let's see where we go from here, shall we? So Tottenham 1, Aston Villa 0. We're running back towards our defence, back into Bezo, who punts it clear, miles away as Romero takes it down nicely. And then they build from the back again, Tottenham, as Van der Ven's on it now, into Papassar. It's out to Brennan Johnson, who we are struggling with on that right-hand side. Can we maybe get don't let him shoot again, as he has a shot, it hits the bar. Wow. Okay, right. Let's just pause the game, shall we? Let's just have let's stop a minute. We've got him as a ball-playing centre-back. I want him as the wide centre-back. Hall's position stays wide. That's the answer. And then he is the holding full-back, which is also the answer. Lindelof, I want him as a covering centre-back. I don't want him pushing up. That's the answer. There we go. So a bit worried so far. Opposition instructions. Let's apply all the advice again to that. But I think at the moment, Brennan Johnson, we're triggering the press on him, and we're going to tackle him hard because wow, he's just doing us in on that right. Their left-hand side, but our right-hand side. Porro with the throw-in now. It goes out to Kudus. Hopefully this isn't a highlight straight after them tactical changes. As Kudus, Digne's there, and now they've got a free kick in a pretty dangerous area. But the highlight does end. But we're not creating much at all, as now, mark my words, we should get back into the game. Onana on the ball now. Who can he find? He finds Konsa, who draws the man in. Back into Lindelof now, who's dropping a little bit deeper into Onana. Can we build it up from the back? Harvey Elliott, can he slip it out to someone? He does. He finds McGinn. McGinn takes on his man. Can he find a crossing? He really can't. It's a bit of a fumble. I think that was Elliott at the near post, or Marlon, as it's whipped back in. Romero's there. Onana or Kamara wins it in pyjamas. Harvey Elliott's on the top. Oh, what a shot that was. I think it was just poked wide by Vicario. And we've managed to equal them on shots now. So we're getting back into the game. We just got to have faith in the system a little bit. Just a few tweaks here and there. And we're doing all right again. It's coming up to the end of the half, though. And there is a highlight. We've gone past the 47th minute now. There's a highlight. If we can get on the counter-attack, there's a dying embers of the first half. Luca Digne now. Oh, I thought it might have been a highlight. What's with these highlights before the half, I guess it's to keep you on your toes. But address them at half. We've got more left to offer. I think that's what I'm going to say to them. They weren't bad in midfield. They weren't bad up front, and the effort's okay. The effort's okay all round. So we're going to take it for now. Let's see where we go from here. Sancho not having the best of games. You have got a strong bench to bring on. Elliott again as well, not having a brilliant one. So might make a few significant changes here. Lindelof having a very poor game too. Let's see what happens. But 60th minute, I'd normally make changes now, but there's a highlight just come into action. Lucas Dean stands over it. He whips it in towards Kamara. It's headed away. Daniel Marlin's there though. Daniel Marlin, what's he going to do with it now? He takes it down this left-hand side. Can he cross it in? He thumps it over the bar by a country mile. And that is not ideal. Let's make a few changes. Let's have a look at condition-wise. Onana's a bit worse for wear. Same with Kamara, but they've been having a good game. Jadon Sancho's having an absolute shocker. So let's bring on Morgan Rogers. He plays that position quite well on the left. Luca Dean's having a bit of a run out there, so let's have Maatsen come into his place, get a few fresh legs on. Harvey Elliott not having a great one either. Let's bring on Buendia to replace him. Other than that, I think Victor Lindelof needs to come off. Let's let Tyrone Mings get back into the game and see what he can do in that position, even though he's playing on technically the long side for him. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off Marlon. Let's do it. Take off Marlon, bring on Watkins. A bit of a redemption arc for Watkins if he can dig us out of this, as there's a highlight pretty much straight away after we've had the substitutions. So Bissouma's on the ball now, into Romero. We made all 5 substitutions. There's no room for injuries now. So let's see what we can do. Muani, beautiful 1-2 Simons. Simons is through on goal. Bezo's there though, stands strong, great save. Should go up from his 6.5 rating now to a 6.7. 70th minute, we're drawing close to the end of the game now, and I think I might go a little bit more balanced or positive. Should I go more positive? I'll go more balanced so we can still try and stop them from attacking us too much, because going cautious just seems to just allow the press to come a bit further more. As you can see now, I don't know if you can see it, but the game sort of slowed down again for me, so apologies if I'm a little bit behind here, but a beautiful ball through into Watkins. Watkins is there. He's offside. McGinn, it looked like he timed it to perfection. McGinn though, are we going to go to a VAR? That is the question. I don't think we will. Checking goal for VAR. Will it stand? It's disallowed. It's disallowed. Let's see the whistle. Let's see the replay here. As Watkins is there. He just drifts off a tiny bit, but it was a lovely take, and immediately making a bit of a comeback for himself here. Watkins, if he can get us a goal, that was unfortunate. That was disallowed, but. Build out from the back again here. We've got Tyrone Mings on. Into Conser. Finds McGinn down this right-hand side, who's dropping a little bit deeper now. Pokes it past his man. Takes on in one man. Plays a lovely ball into Buendia, who's got his fresh feet. He's great crosser of the ball. And they tried to head it away here now. Forced it. Oh, it's gone in! It's gone in! I couldn't keep up with that. But it fell to Onana, into Kamara, fell to Watkins, Watkins to Buendia, and the 2 substitutes have made a big difference. Buendia, I thought he was going to cross it. It's a poor clearance by Sarr. I think it's Onana into Watkins. There you go. Oh, it's a lovely layoff as well, and Buendia takes it well. Vicario should be doing much better, but Buendia takes it well. Ollie Watkins with a great little back heel. Lovely flick, and that puts us back on level terms here. And we are coming for Tottenham. As you can see, we've had a pretty decent amount of shots, pretty much on the same amount of XG now, and it's just about who's going to take the chances in the dying embers of this game. 87th minute is coming up to the end now. Vicario's had a brilliant game for them, I've got to admit, but come on, 92nd minute, we're building up from the back into Kamara. The bananas in pyjamas in the midfield. Watkins. Maatsen on this left-hand side. Takes it past his man. Can he pull it back now? Can he find a cross? He doesn't. It's a poor attempt at running in on goal. But Conser wins it back. Kamara into Onana. Buendia. Rogers. Rogers takes a shot. He falls to McGinn. McGinn's there. Vicario. It was an open net. It was an open net. Oh, it was there for the taking. How has McGinn missed that? That was it. That shot alone was about 0.3 XG. We should have won that. Oh, wow. Wow. We didn't get the result we wanted, but I am delighted. I am very happy. Like the statistical battle here, there, and everywhere. But McGinn should have won us that. That should have been the winner for McGinn. And he's just not done it for us. He's just not done it for us. Elsewhere, Newcastle and Brighton drew, which is good for Brighton because they're at the bottom of the league pretty much. But Newcastle, they'll be wanting to take them sort of games by the scruff of the neck and winning them. I can't believe that last chance at the end of the game should have been a goal. But what can you do? If it wasn't McGinn, if it was someone else, would they have scored it? I don't know. But it just seemed to have flew into Vicario's way rather than actually going to the back of the net, which is so open. It was unreal. Just really poor by McGinn. I guess we'll just leave it there. But a great episode, a brilliant episode. Thank you guys for watching. A really exciting one, to be honest with you. That really took me like to the edge of my seat towards the end. Like just the way they built up the game, that felt proper. That felt like Football Manager again, which was nice. It's a nice feeling. You get to watch it. You get to see the 3D, see the game go ahead, see how close we were to basically taking all 3 points there towards the end of the game. And as we made those small tactical tweaks, bring on the new players, you know, the depth is there. Maybe we should have played Watkins from the beginning, I don't know, but wow, how we didn't score at the end of there, I don't know. I do not know. So, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and I shall catch you in the next episode. From me, Alex, have a great day. Ciao.